What up, what up, what up, YouTube? What's the dealio? What's the dealio? What up, what up? Man, it's Sunday. It's a new week, it's a new month, man. So I'm excited. If you just tuning in, man, say what's up. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, right? We got some good stuff. I'm about to talk about some setups I see. So yeah, if you just tuning in, man, say what's up in the comments. Be sure to like this video. All right, let's get this video to 100 likes. All right, let's get this video to 100 likes. All right, so we got some good stuff this week to talk about. It's June, right? It's June, and it's gonna be a great month in the stock market. I'm excited about the stock market this month. All right, what up, QTZ? What up, Marley? What up, what up? What up, Antonio? Hey, man, smash that like button, all right? Do me a favor and smash that like button, all right? We about to go in today, all right? Hey, y'all see the new setup, though? Look, check it out. We got another new Airbnb. So we finally situated and we finally settled in. So for the next month, man, this probably going to be the background. So yeah, we got a new setup. So I'm excited about that. It's feeling good up in here. All right. What up, EQ? What up? What up, Nico? What's the dealio, y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Hey, smash that like button for me. That's all I ask. All right. Let's get this video to 100 likes. All right. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. All right. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. All right. So we got a new week, we got a new month, right? So we got June. Last month was a crazy month. I will say, what up, Shali? Last month was a crazy month in the stock market. It was a very bullish month, okay? So here's the thing, right? With the market right now, what I'm seeing is we have some downside action to go, but things are looking bullish. All right, things are looking bullish. So it's kind of like it's gonna be a little bit tricky. All right, what's up, E Pepe? Philly in the building. What up? What up, JT? In a new place. Hope it's a better situation. Yeah. Nah, this one right here. This is a vibe right here. You know what I'm saying? We got the bamboo. We got the I might do a little tour of this joint on a video, but or I might put it in the Discord. But yeah. So it's a nice situation now. So it's a good location and all of that stuff. So we've been settling in. And yeah, we ready to kill it this month in the market. Right? So what I'm gonna do today is we're gonna do like a little recap of last month. And I'm gonna give y'all I'm gonna give y'all 3 setups, but then we're gonna go over a couple other setups that I'm seeing in the market, you know, that could be like potential day trades this week as well. All right. So yeah, so we're gonna go through it, man. So appreciate it, Josh. Yeah, it's a vibe here. All right, it's nice and cozy, but it ain't too small. We got 3 rooms. We got a nice bed, so I've been getting some good sleep over the weekend too. So I'm feeling recharged. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So with that being said, let's start this live. Let's look at the SPY. Okay. Let's start looking at the SPY. Oh, and before we look at the SPY, futures opened up slightly lower. Okay. So let's look at where we at on pre-market right now or after hours. So stocks are slightly down. They're not really moved too much. Yeah, stocks aren't to the downside too much. Just looking at them, they down a little bit, but they ain't too low. But me personally, I'm not gonna say I'm a bear, but I do see a lot of downside action that's gonna be coming. And I feel like it's gonna be a nasty rug pull whenever it happens, right? So yeah. So JRE, I appreciate the wisdom. Nah, for sure. Appreciate you for tuning in, JRE. All right, so be sure to like this video, y'all. We about to get into it. We about to get into you know, the recap for May, and then we're gonna get into next month, and we're gonna get into my setups for this week as well. All right. So be sure to like that video for me. All right. So let's go look at the SPY real quick. All right. So I'm gonna pull up the SPY, and then we're gonna do it on a monthly. All right. So let's get this right here. All right. So y'all see the SPY right here, right? So let's look at the SPY. So this was for the month of May right here, right? So if we look at the SPY, so in April we had this dragonfly right here, right? And this is bullish right here. And then we had this crazy month last month. We went from 561 and we finished all the way at 587, right? So this was bullish right here. All right, so that was a SPY, and then a QQQ is the same thing, right? Same exact thing. Look very similar. So with that being said, when I'm looking at the SPY, we need to get above this level right here, okay? So we need to get above 595 for us to be going higher. All right, 595.83. If we don't get above 595, then we ain't really gonna go too much higher. All right, we're gonna get rejected like we've been getting. Okay, so we got to get above 595 for the SPY to be going higher, which is the market. All right, and then all-time highs is sitting at 611.30. Okay. So if we get above 595, then we go into 611. All right, at least 605 and then 611. Okay, but if we reject here, then we could be coming down right here to 583 or 583 and then lower, right? So that's what's up with the SPY, right? So last month we had a very bullish month. This month we had a crazy wick. It came all the way down to 483, pushed all the way up, right? And then last month came all the way to 587, right? 587, 588. So it recovered nicely, but when you look at the daily, well, let's look at the last 4 weeks on the weekly. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this is the last 4 weeks. So we had one red week on the SPY, and then the rest of the weeks was green, okay? So the first week of May was real kind of flat, and then we had a real bullish week right there. Then we had a red week to balance it out, and then we had a green week to kind of finish it out, right? So that's that. Now we do have a gap right here to fill to the downside that I'm paying attention to, okay? We could be coming down like 568, and then we could bounce off of that and then come back to the upside, right? But if you look at the daily on the weekly time frame, it looks like the SPY is looking to go into an uptrend right here. Okay, so you see that the 9 just crossed over on a weekly time frame right here, but we haven't tested this level yet, right? So I'm thinking that at some point in time we're gonna come down here to test this level, and then we're gonna bounce off of it, and then that's gonna really catapult us to the upside. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on the weekly time frame. This is the weekly time frame, okay? This is a little bit longer time frame. Now, if we go to the daily, we already in this uptrend on the daily time frame, right? And you can see we got another dragonfly here on the daily time frame. So we may have some bullish days ahead of us, but I just really feel like this gap at some point is going to be filled sooner than later, and that's what I'm thinking of, right? That's what I'm thinking of right there. So because we got this gap right here and we got this gap right here, now this gap may not get filled for some years, right? I don't know, but this gap still exists, right? This is all the way down to 527. Okay, so I wouldn't rule that out. We could come touch that, it didn't come up, but we just don't know. All right, I don't think that that's super likely, but I think that this is a lot more likely, right? 568. That's only 20 bucks from where we at right here, or 30 bucks. Well, no, that's 20 bucks, right? 68 and 89. So that's 20 bucks. So I think that we could come and touch this sometime this month, bounce off of it, and then that'll send us in an uptrend. And that would just be a pullback right there, right? So if you see SPY come around here, just know that it's just coming to fill a gap before we go back to the upside. Okay, so that's the SPY right there. All right. Y'all got anything to say about the SPY, or y'all got any questions about the SPY? I don't be trading the SPY, right? But the SPY is the stock market, and so I like to make sure that I'm paying attention to it because it lets me know where the market is at. All right. So that's just where we at with the SPY. All right, and the QQQ is going to be something very similar. The charts on the QQQ and also the SPY, they look exactly the same. All right, so if I do SPY, then you could bet on it. It's going to be the same kind of thing on a QQQ, but the numbers might be different because they're trading at different prices, but it's the same thing, right? It's the same patterns, basically, right? So I know this a big ass water bottle, huh? Yeah, I got a water bottle, but they gave me a way bigger one, so I've been drinking out of this. It looked like like them 2-liter sodas we used to drink out of, but but yeah, I've been drinking out of that. So that's what we got with the SPY, right? That's what we got with the SPY. Now, when I'm looking at the market, I'm seeing some stuff could be coming down though. You know what I'm saying? Because also I want you guys to remember that they said the court went against Donald Trump with the tariffs, and that made the market kind of pump overnight. And then he tried to come and say, okay, I'm going to combat that, and I'm going to appeal that, right? And so then that made things kind of come down a little bit more. So we're kind of like in this back and forth place. We're in this like decision making part of the market, right? So let's just be clear that we don't have I want to say we don't have a clear direction yet because we do get rug pulls, okay? And we could get more rug pulls in the future as well. All right, so let's not be naive when we're trading. Let's make sure that we're being responsible, and let's make sure that we're being mature in our trading. We ain't full porting plays, and we ain't going too crazy in one play, right? You gotta, have your risk management and all that stuff. All right. What up, Veronica? Hey, if you just tuning in, man, say what's up in the comments. All right. Let me know where you tuning in from in the comments, and also do me a favor, like this video. Okay. Look. I'm bringing you life-changing information every single day. I'm not gatekeeping for free. All right. All I ask is that you engage and you like this video, right, on this live, and you engage. That's it. All right. RV said, I'm thinking about joining Discord, but I'm on Robinhood strictly. Can I keep up with you? And what time do you start? Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people in the group, they trade with Robinhood. I like using Webull, but yeah, you could do that. And we also have a 7-day free trial. So it's literally you could come in for 7 days and see what's up. And then you can say, okay, I like this or not, right? So join the Discord. You'll make some money tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? And then you'll be able to kind of see how you feel about it. But yeah, join the Discord, bro. All right. So yeah. So like this video, y'all. I'm bringing videos to you every single day. Life-changing information. All right. So just engage and like this video, right? So we can continue to grow this channel. All right. Because I'm locked in on YouTube. All right. So don't be no stranger and don't be a ghost. All right. Don't be a ghost. All right. That's all I ask. What up, Travis? What's up, Marcia? All right. I mess with ATL. I used to live out there. So, all right. So, plays that I'm looking at this week. All right. I see a lot of opportunities. Okay. I see a lot of opportunities, but I'm going to give you guys some plays that I'm looking at this week. Now, with that, what I will say is we're going to go over the earnings first. All right. So with the plays that I'm going to show you, number one, it's not financial advice. I don't have any certifications, but I am self-taught trader, right? And within my first year, I was able to be highly profitable. All right. So I will say that. Now, with that being said, you have to manage your risk. All right. I cannot say this enough. You got to make sure you manage your risk, and you got to make sure that you are comfortable with whatever happens in the play. All right. Do not blame me for anything that you consciously make sure you do. All right, don't blame me for anything. What up, Best Beezy? How you feeling? All right, but I'm giving you stuff based on my analysis, and what I'm seeing on the charts. Okay. So yeah, Michael said, What's the size of your average trade? I'll probably leverage between like maybe like 1,000 to like 2,500. It just depends. All right. So yeah, I've been going very, very, very conservative lately, like extremely conservative, simply because with the conditions of the market, I've been scaling back so that I could protect my capital because I don't want to go too heavy in a play, and then something randomly happens, and then it goes the opposite way, and I lose a bigger amount of my money in the trade. So I've been going a lot lighter lately. But yeah, once the market kind of stabilizes and we get a clear direction to the upside, I'll probably start going a little bit heavier in my trades. All right. So yeah. So what up, Banoski and Cozy? What's up? What's the dealio? What's up, Moneybag Jeff? What up, Geneva? Look forward to these lives every Sunday. I appreciate it, Geneva. All right. So the plays that I'm looking at. What's up, Pam? Pam Barker. What's the dealio? All right, so let's look at it, and let's start with this right here. All right, let's start with this right here. Yeah, Best B. So yeah, with Trump in office, I mean, you gotta understand that like everything ain't gonna just be like peaches and cream, and it ain't gonna be just like predictable. So because he's not predictable, you kind of gotta like play it how you play it, and sometimes you gotta go lighter in your trades and just focus on consistency more than trying to get a whole bunch of money in one trade, right? That's just how the game goes sometimes. And then when the market is like with Biden, he was in office, he wasn't speaking every day. So the market was kind of like just cruising, you know what I'm saying? So you could go a little bit heavier and ride it a little bit longer because you wasn't going to have no random things happen every other day. But with this, you got the market going up and down, up and down. So you got to honor it and you got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go with what we got right here. So right here, we got earnings this week. Okay, so we got Neo, we got Dollar General, we got CrowdStrike. Okay, so I'm paying attention to CrowdStrike this week. All right. If you look at CrowdStrike real quick, let's look at CrowdStrike. I really like swinging CrowdStrike. They are a mover. All right, they are a mover. So right now they're at 471, 472. All right, now look at this right here. This is their all-time highs, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they're at all-time highs right now, right? This is their all-time high right here, 455. They went above that. Now they're right up here at 473, okay? They had a double bottom right here. They had bullish divergence as well, all right? So they had a double bottom, and they blasted off, okay? So they went from 297 all the way to 475. That's $200 almost, okay? That's $200 almost. Now, if we look at them, they got earnings, all right? So they are, there was a little bit of bearish divergence right here, and that's why it kind of came down, but it didn't come down crazy, but yeah, so yeah, this is some bearish divergence right here. But so earnings could go any way, obviously. But we gonna see. But I really like CrowdStrike. If CrowdStrike ends up coming down off of earnings, then I would probably end up swinging them to the upside to come and fill a gap because CrowdStrike is a mover and they're quality, so they're gonna bounce back for sure. All right, and then we got Dollar Tree. And then we got Broadcom, which is AVGO. I like them. They're in the semiconductor space as well. So we're going to see how they do. And then we got DocuSign as well. All right. DocuSign, they be moving too. I like DocuSign also. So I'm looking at DocuSign also for earnings. Okay. So this is earnings. All right. Now let's go to my setups for the week. All right. Now, before I give y'all these setups, I want y'all to say, I want you guys to put in the comments, what is your goal for this month, okay? Whether it be how much money you want to make, whether it be, how much percentage you want to grow your money by, whether it be, a certain focus you want to focus on this month. What is your goal for this month? Put that in the comments, right? And then we could go from there. But I want y'all to put that in the comments and really engage with that, man, because I want to see what y'all goals are for the month. All right. So let me know. Let me know what y'all goals is for this month. All right. My goals is to execute flawlessly. Last month I had a couple trades where I either got out too early and like a Google trade, right? I got out too early, one candle too early, and then from there Google went down like $11 and I could have made like 5K and I didn't. So my goal is to execute flawlessly this month, right? And then I just want to continue to just get better and better, and I want to help the Discord members continue to grow their money by leaps and bounds, right? And I'm not only focusing on 3 stocks for the whole month. I'm gonna focus on about 3 to 5 stocks, and I'm gonna trade throughout those, right? But yeah, so that's what I'm focusing on this month, right? Do I have any $100 to $250 cheap options for tomorrow? Absolutely. So I really only trade options that are under $300. That's what I started to do. So yeah, absolutely. If you ask anybody in the Discord, I always trade options that are like less than $300. Always. So yeah. So Michael said 5K this month. Marley said a green month, perseverance and patience and cozy. Mason said stay consistent, or Chewy said stay consistent, not give back gains to over trading. Okay, respect my stop loss, respect my rules. I'm trying to get my feet off the ground. I'm new to live trading, so steady and good profit. Okay, my goal is to compass my combine to get funded for futures. Okay, and stay consistent and just get better every day. Pam said to grow my confidence to actually trade. Okay. CMC said I'm waiting on 650 calls, meta swings. Okay. All right. And I like these goals right here. All right, I like these goals right here. If you want to put more in there, be sure to put that in the chat what your goals are. All right, y'all. So I'm about to so let's go to my first setup for this week. All right. My goal is this month is to trust my setups and keep working and conquering FOMO. That's good right there. You gotta be able to control that FOMO for sure. So those are smooth right there, all right? So my first setup is going to be Nico said better entries. Yeah, them entries is gonna get you every time, right? So the better your entries, the more money you're gonna end up making. All right. I'm learning my entries and exits, Paveway, property solutions. Okay. Good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. All right, so first setup, we're going to go right here to, where we at? We're going to go to block, okay? It's my first setup right here. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to a couple things. Block came down, missed earnings, immediately recovered, filled this gap, right? It does have a downside gap right here, and it has a gap right here. But it just broke above, and it's in this uptrend right here, right? The 200 EMA is right here sitting at 67.57, right? 67.57, right? Now, it broke above here. It has not came to retest this 9 EMA yet, right? So, I'm thinking that when it comes down here to test this 9 EMA, and it bounces off, we go long and we could ride it up to about $67, right? If we look on a weekly time frame, the only thing I'm seeing though is potentially it just rejected off that 21 EMA, okay? So it could take a couple weeks to break through here and then essentially get here. But once we get past $68, once we get past here, we blasting off all the way to $85. All right. I'm telling y'all, when you see XYZ get above $68, we are gonna blast off and we're gonna go all the way to $85. All right, and it's gonna happen very, very, very fast. Okay, because we don't have no resistance right here. Once we get above 68, we go into 85. All right, at least 82. All right, at least 82. All right, so we go to back to the daily. We got a dragonfly right here. We closed on a dragonfly last week. So that's bullish, right? So we might come down here. Hopefully tomorrow we could come down here and bounce, and then we could go long and we could come up here. And I would get this type of swing for like 3 to 6 months out. Okay, like 3 to 6 months out. Because I would let this just do what it do and come all the way back up to $85, and I would catch that $20 move right there. All right. So this is the first setup that I'm looking at right here. Okay, that's the first setup that I'm looking at. This one looks real clean. It's under the 200 EMA as well, so it's at a very, very nice discount. Really at $40, it was at a very nice discount, but it's at a nice discount right now. And I think that we could see this thing, you know what I'm saying, go up real nice. And once we see this 9 EMA cross above this 21 EMA, we're going to really be going to the upside for sure. All right. So that's going to be a nice swing that I'm looking at. All right. So XYZ is a nice swing that I'm looking at. Okay. Q-Tisha, if you watching this, man, be sure to like this video. Okay. Like this video for me. All right. And then let me know where you tuning in from in the comments. All right. Straight up. QTZ said no over trading. Focus on only 5 stocks for day trading watch list. Yep. No giving back gains. My entries have gotten better. Working on my exits. Hey, shout out to Q-Tisha, man. Q-Tisha is a sniper, and she's a true professional. All right, real talk. She's a true professional. So shout out to you, Q-Tz. I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to really master that this month, and you're going to do what you do. All right, what up, Camilo? He said that Panama video is live. Hey, I appreciate it. It was a good trip. Panama was a great trip. All right. Mason said, I like that. I think my PayPal will hit soon, so I'll roll the cash in it if it happens before. Yeah. Or take a little bit of cash and like let's look at the block swings real quick. All right, let's look at what they look like. So if I was to get into a swing on block, let's go to XYZ, right? Where we at? Right here. All right, so let's check it out, right? If we want to trade them, let's say August. We had $700, right? And that's what, June, July, August. So that's about 2 months. This would be a nice leap, but I think that even if you did like the end of July, so let's say July 18th, $500. All right. You get 2 or 3 contracts and just let it sit. And that's right here at $60. You could really go at like, you could really do like 65 strike price because we expecting it to go to 80. All right. So you could get it at 259 and just let it ride. You know what I'm saying? So these are very, very, very cheap right now. So yeah, I might enter into a XYZ swing for about the end of July and let it do what it do. All right. But these are extremely cheap right here. So XYZ is a very nice stock to trade when you're swinging it. Day trading it could be a little bit tricky sometimes because the way that it moves. But yeah, I like swinging XYZ. I've swung XYZ quite a few times. All right, so that's my first setup right there. Is XYZ. What's up, trees? Yes, think about it. When you looking at 3 months out or 2 months out, and you looking at $300 on a swing trade, that's insane. That's freaking insane. And I've seen XYZ's contracts up 200-300% in a day. You know what I'm saying? So if you catch a $20 move on a stock that's only trading at $60 currently and it goes up to 80, if you put 2K in there, you done made about 10 to 12K, if not more, right? So you gotta think about it like that. We talking about a $1,000, $2,000 trade right there over time, right? So yeah, so XYZ, that's a nice That's a nice setup that I'm looking at. Okay. The next setup that I'm looking at, let me show y'all. And I got a lot of other setups too, but I really want y'all to just, man, be sure to join the Discord, man, for real. Yeah, even though it's out the money, it's not crazy at all. If it goes down, I would just add to it because what the contracts would be what 150. Come on now, right? So I like the cheaper contracts with good quality because XYZ is a good company. Like their fundamentals and everything is solid. So though it's a good company, it just got beat down, right? So that's a stock that you wanna pay attention to, and you can swing trade if possible. Okay. So the next play I'm looking at trade is going to be Uber. Okay, let's look at Uber. I really like Uber. I made some money with Uber last week. Here we go. Boom. All right. So this is on the weekly time frame. Okay. Now let's look at the monthly real quick. So on the monthly, they've just rejected. Right. On a monthly, they just rejected up here, okay, at 93. Okay. So they could pull back to 74, which is the 9 EMA on a monthly, right? On the weekly, they're already at the 9 EMA right here, and they bounce. But if you look at the daily time frame, they came right here to the 50 EMA and they bounced, okay? So if I see Uber start to move to the upside with some momentum, I'm gonna say we gonna be coming right back up to here. But this 9 EMA, it looks like it's could be coming down here. And if these EMAs cross over, then we could be coming down to potentially $74. But what did I say? $74 is the 9 EMA on the monthly time frame, right? So we could just be coming down to test that right there. And if we come down right there and bounce there, I would get in a long and then ride it right back up to where it just came from, okay? So, but I'm looking at Uber to see if we hold this level right here, okay? If we hold this level right here and we start to go up and we break past this right here, then I would get into a call and ride it back to the upside, okay? But we got to see. We got to see what happens. But I like Uber because it's down about 12% from here, right? From May 20th to now, which is about 2 weeks, we're down about 12%. So if we could start to recover and just recapture, even coming right back up to $90 from $82, that's a nice move right there. All right. So I'm looking at Uber as well. I'm paying attention to them and I'm seeing what's up with what they got going on. All right. What up, Chi-Town G? What up, Gerald? How you doing? So I'm looking at Uber. And look, here's the beautiful thing. These are swing trades, but also these are potentially day trades as well. So if I start seeing Uber having heavy selling pressure, what's going to happen? I'm going to get in puts and ride it to the downside. You see what I'm saying? That's how this game go. That's why you want to make money in both directions. You want to make money to the upside and you want to make money to the downside. You want to make money in both directions, okay? Q-Tisha, she just caught 77% on Palantir on Friday when it blasted off to the upside. She waited, probably missed the entry, didn't see it went crazy, saw it was rejected, and then she caught that joint to the downside. So you got to understand, if you miss a move to the upside, you could catch the same move to the downside and get the same amount of money. If you catch the move to the upside, you could get out at the right place. Once it starts coming down, boom, you catch it to the downside, and now you double up on your money. All right? So that's how we do that. That's how we get down with that, all right? So that's Uber. Now, I have another one, okay? Now, this one right here, I've been talking about for a minute, and I've been paying attention to how this stock moves lately. And so my other one is going to be Hims. Now, Hims came up came right back down, right? So look, it came down. There was a gap right here. It filled this gap, and then it just been consolidating right here. Okay. On Friday, we had a very, very, very strong day to the upside. Right. This engulfed this previous day. Now I've been saying that HIMS was going to pull back. This range right here is what I said it was going to pull back to. Okay. This is where I said it was going to pull back to. I said between $40.96 and $54, right? Now, if I see it come down a little bit lower, ideally, I would like for it to come down to around here, like $45 or $41 right here, right? And then it bounce, and then we could go back to the upside. All right. If you look at the weekly on HIMS, this is a dragonfly right here, okay? This is a dragonfly right here, which lets me know that we came down here, we tested, we came down here, we tested again. And so as long as we hold this level right here, then we could be going to the upside, and then we could recapture this, right? So I might enter into a HIMS swing. I want to see if it holds these levels or if it starts to come down a little bit. If it starts to come down a little bit, I'm not going to get into a call just yet. But as you can see, right here on a weekly time frame, we got a fair value gap. Okay, we got a fair value gap, but it came into the fair value gap and it bounced up, right? So when you see a fair value gap and it comes down and it bounces and it goes back to the upside, it's going long. It's going to retest this high right here. And if it goes above there, then we're going to be going to $73. All right. So that's going to be HIMS. And that's what I'm looking at. So this, you could look at this from a day trade perspective or a swing trade perspective. But this setup right here, this setup can make you a lot of money. When you see a fair value gap and then you see the stock come into the fair value gap and then you see it bounce back up, like start to bounce and go up, you could get in a call and ride it, and it's going to come and try to retest the highs right there, right? So that's how you want to play that. So if we see it still got momentum, it could come down to like $54 on Monday. And when it bounce up, and if it bounced and it go back up to the upside, we could get in a call and we could ride that, and we could say, okay, first take profit target will be $66, right? You could shave off some profits, and then we could hold some runners until it goes to test $73. Okay? So that's how you could play that right there. All right? So let me know if that makes sense. The HIMS and the Uber and the XYZ, let me know if that makes sense. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give y'all a couple little bonuses too, okay? I got some bonuses for you. I'm going to give y'all some day trading setups as well. That's probably going to hit tomorrow, if not this week. All right? Let me look inside of Robinhood and see if we got any movement yet. All right, so let's see if we got any movement yet. Okay, so we got a little bit of movement. Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, so we got a little bit of movement in the after hours right now. If y'all watching this, be sure to like this video. Let's get this video to 100 likes. All right. I'm giving you guys real plays. I ain't telling you what to do. I ain't saying this one stock is going to go up or down. I'm giving you guys the upside prediction and the downside prediction. Not prediction, but the play, right? So if it goes up here, this is how you want to play it. If it goes down here, this is how you want to play it as well. All right, I want you guys to be prepared. I'm not here to say this one stock is going to go here and go get it in calls. That's not how I do this. What I'm saying is these stocks, no matter what direction that they go, this is how you make $300, $500, $1,000, and this is how you play these stocks. All right, like I'm here to change your life. I'm here to give you the game from a non-gatekeeping place. All right, that's why I give so much information away. Bullish divergence, fair value gaps, like all these things that are really effective. I'm giving it to you guys for free on the YouTube. All right, so be sure to like this video, and I'm gonna give y'all some day trading plays as well, okay? So, yeah, you got to know your levels. You have to know your levels. All right? You got to know your levels. And you got to know your levels from the weekly, the monthly, the daily, and the hourly time frame. Okay? So, I'm going to give y'all a day trade play for tomorrow. Let me see if it's what the level of it is right now. Gonna go to y'all ain't even gonna be expecting this one. Watch this. Watch this. Y'all ain't even heard me talk about this stock yet. All right, cool. All right, so here's a play for tomorrow that y'all could trade. Here's a stock that y'all could trade. So it's gonna be ticker symbol is gonna be ENPH. It's gonna be in phase. All right, let's look at it. Now look, in phase, I want y'all to see. In phase has been in a crazy downtrend. All right, it was all the way at freaking 182, came down, tried to come up, consolidated, and then boom, right? Came down some more. Now it's just been in this downtrend, right? But check this out. Check this out. Right? So right here we got a gap, okay? We got a gap. Now, if you look at this gap down, okay? This gap down. Now, this gap down to right here. Now, the previous low, you could look at this as the previous low, or you could look at this as the previous low. So this is a lower low. So we ain't gonna say it's bullish divergence, but what I will say is on Friday, it closed inside of this gap right here, okay? It closed inside of this gap right here. So we got a level of $47, all right? It's $47. So in phase could be coming up to $47 over the next 1 and 2 weeks. It came up here and it closed inside of this level right here. That's the gap fill. So if you see tomorrow in phase closes, let's say it opens up at $41. That's still inside this gap, right? As long as it holds here, I would ride calls to the upside because it's gonna start filling this gap right here. Okay? It's gonna start filling this gap right here. If you see it go break above this 9 EMA on the daily time frame right here, all right, if you see it break above there, then I would definitely ride. That's at $42. All right, so that's going to let me know that we going up in there. Now, if we look at the 4 hour, it's looking bullish, okay? It came down, came up, rejected a little bit, came down, and then it broke through where it rejected from. And on the 4 hour time frame, look at it. That 9 EMA looked like it's about to cross over that 21, okay? So it might pull back a little bit to come and test it, and then it could bounce, and then it could go to the upside, all right? And it could come and fill this gap right here because it has no resistance. We just got just this right here, all the way to $47, okay? So I'm looking to swing in phase potentially and also day trade them as well, all right? So that's a free play right there for you guys. That's a free play for you right there. All right. Let me know if that one makes sense. Let me know if that one makes sense. That one might hit tomorrow or this week. Okay, depending on where it's at. We're gonna see because we do have to see what happens with Trump and with everything that he's saying is gonna be happening. All right. So we do have to see what's up once the market opens. Okay, what up, Steve? How you feeling? We do have to see what happens, you know, with everything going on. But at the end of the day, based on the technicals and the technical analysis, I definitely think that should happen. All right, so I think that we could see some bullish action from in phase, and we could see it go up to $47 and fill that gap. Okay, so That's one trade I got for you. Now another day trade I got for you. Where we at? Right here. Okay. Let's look at this. So another day trade I got for you guys is this one right here. Okay. C3AI. All right. The ticker symbol is AI. Now let's look at this one. If you're watching this and you have not, do me a favor and like this video. All right. Let's get this video to 100 likes. All right. Let's get the video to 100 likes. Showing up every single day for you guys on YouTube. All right. So do me that favor and like this video. Okay. Now let's look at AI. On a daily time frame, it just broke, it gapped above this 200 EMA right here, right? Now let's look. We got this right here, and it gapped up, right, to right here. Okay? So we got from $24 to $26, right? 200 EMA right there. If you see, and look, it just rejected. So it came up here, rejected, came all the way to $30 and it rejected, right? Boom. This is looking like it wants to start to come down. If you see C3AI break below 26.22, then I would ride puts to the downside, and I would ride it right down here to this 24.50 range, which would be the 9 EMA on a daily time frame. All right, that's exactly what I would do. If I see it come down here, break below 26.16, 26.22, get in some puts, ride it down to 24 bucks. All right, that's how I would play that one right there, because it has to fill this gap right here, and it broke above, it rejected, went all the way up $30, rejected, came all the way down to $24, $26, right? So if we see some downside action, then we could be coming to the downside to 24 to fill this gap. And when it comes down here, it could bounce right back up and then go to the upside and then start to go up, because look, it ain't got no, well, it has a little bit of resistance, but let's look at the weekly real quick. Look at this, right? This is why it just went crazy, because these two candles right here. So if we come back and fill this gap and bounce, then we could definitely go all the way up to like $31, $32, but it rejected off that 50 EMA right there on a weekly time frame. All right, so that's a trade I may be looking at tomorrow. Okay, that's a trade I may be looking at tomorrow. I just gotta see what the stock opens up at. I gotta see what the stock opens up at, and I just gotta see how it's moving. Okay. It could be moving nice. It could be moving to the upside. This play may happen on Tuesday. It may happen on Wednesday. We got to just see what happens. All right. We may have a bull trap on Monday, and then we go up a little bit, reject, and then we can end the day red, or we could just have a red day. We don't know yet. All right. I want you guys to understand that we never gonna know what happens. We are never gonna know what happens. Right? Your job as a trader is to pay attention to the market, all right? Pay attention to the market, and then make your decisions based on what's happening in the market, right? You know how to enter into a trade, into calls, and you also know how to enter into a trade, into puts. Your job is to be able to analyze the charts and analyze the market and be able to make a sound decision based on what you're being presented with. All right? Because as a trader, your job is to make sound decisions. That's what this whole thing is about. Being able to make sound decisions. Right? How well of a decision maker are you? That's a real big thing right there. How well of a decision maker are you? Okay, so that's 2 day trades, and those are just gap fills. Those are easy plays right there. All right, And I'm gonna give y'all one more. Okay, here's one more that I'm looking at. If you watching this, like this video. Also, let me know where you tuning in from. All right, let me know where you tuning in from. Let me know where you tuning in from in the comments. All right, I want to know. I want to know who watching my videos. I want to know who's on the live. All right, so let me know where you tuning in from. All right, and let me know if you in the Discord. Let me know if you're not in the Discord. All right. CMC said, let's not get chopped up and blended this week. Yeah, let's not get chopped and screwed. All right, let's not get chopped and screwed. Let's be solid, be patient. Don't try to predict what's gonna happen. Just let it be. All right, everything gonna be solid. Everything gonna be smooth. Okay. So and Cozy said, I'm from VA. Okay, DMV area. Yeah. So here's another trade that I'm looking at. Boeing, okay? Let's look at Boeing, y'all. So Boeing is on a bull flag, right? So boom, up move, consolidation diagonally down, and then boom, right? So it broke out of the bull flag, right? Right here, broke out of it, and then it came back down to test this right here. All right, to test where it just broke out of, bounced off of it, right, came right here. So let me tell you where Boeing could be going. So we call this a measured move, all right? Make sure y'all write that down, measured move, okay? So we take this, we go right here, boom, and then boom, all right? So Boeing could be going about 233, but what are the odds that bull flag breakout would lead it to what is this right here? This is a gap. It has a gap to fill to the upside. Okay? Has a gap to fill to the upside. So Boeing could be blasting off to 233 or 240 over the next week and a half, 2 weeks. All right? So that's Boeing. You see it had a double bottom right here. Okay, boom, 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 right? It's not a real double bottom. It's a crazy looking double bottom. But then boom, came all the way down 128 and boom. So we up $100 at this point almost from right here from April, okay? So look at that. Now we could be going up to about 233, 243. All right, because it's on a bull flag breakout. So tomorrow or this week, we could see Boeing go crazy. We could see Boeing go absolutely crazy. All right. Steve said Cortland County. You know somebody proud of where they're from when they start talking about what county they're from. He ain't say New York. He said, I'm from Cortland County. Pam, she from Georgia. Cy Jack, South Carolina. Nico, Cali. Eugene, New York in the building. What part of New York, Eugene? All right. So yeah. So I gave y'all what, six setups, solid ones too. Some solid setups. All right. So I really hope that you guys take advantage of these free lives that I be doing every Sunday. And I hope that y'all, take advantage and y'all put some into play and y'all implement this stuff. All right, like real talk. I come on these lives and I do this YouTube because I want to change you guys' life. I don't know you guys personally, but I want to change your life. All right, because, stock options have changed my life. I'm in Colombia right now. All right, if you don't know, I've been in Colombia. This is month 3, right? Been in 2. No, we going on month 4 now. We've been out here for 3 months, right? Me and my girl, Shali. And we just in South America chilling. All right. We just got back from Panama, and we got a vlog. Go watch the vlog, right? We just went out there for a weekend. We about to go somewhere soon, so I want y'all to understand what's really going on here. All right. So we out here in South America, just chilling. I want y'all to be able to experience that too. You know what I mean? So in Cozy said VST bear flag on the 60 minutes. Let's look. Let's look. VST. Vistra Corp. Okay. I'm familiar with them. So let's look. VST on the 60-minute time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay. So, all right. So we got, all right. So we got, boom. We got to move to the downside right there. And we got some consolidation happening right here. Okay. Boom. And then right here. Okay. Okay. So, and then right there. All right, so if it broke below 156.94, then we could ride it down to the downside. All right. But it looked like it's coming up a little bit, but it could be rejecting off of here. So we got to see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, that do look like a nice bear flag though on the hourly, for sure. But on the daily, look at the daily though. On the daily, it came down to the 9 EMA, right? And then it bounced up. Okay, so came down to 157, and then it bounced up and it finished the day at 160. So that could be a fake out bear flag. All right. We got to just, let time go by and see what it do. But that's a good call out in Cozy. Black Pearl from Delaware. Okay. East Coast in the building. All right. I want to encourage you guys too, man. If you have not, I want y'all to do this. All right. I want y'all to take me up on a 7-day trial and join this Discord right here. All right. For the first week, you free. All right. You ain't got to pay nothing, and you get the whole access to the Discord. And then from there, right? And then from there, you pay after 7 days, and it's only $40 a month. But your first week in there, you'll definitely make your bread. All right. So it's gonna be an infinite return for you. We gonna be paying you to be in a Discord if you join and you do the 7-day free trial, because we gonna make you money, and then no money that you have to pay for the fee is gonna come out of your personal pocket, because we already worked for you and made you money. All right. So I want to implore you guys, and I want to encourage you to join the Discord, because we trade every single day live, and we call out everything live, and that way you can learn and you can earn at the same exact time until you're getting to a level where it's making sense. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes trading, it's easy to be in a trading group, and then when you go trade by yourself, it gets harder, right? So a lot of times when you around a community of people that's doing the same thing, you get to bounce your ideas off of people, and you get to validate if what you believe about this thing is right and or if it's real. You see what I'm saying? So I would highly recommend everybody, if you're not, join the Discord for the next week for free, a 7-day free trial, and then let me know how you like it. And in that way, if you want to keep it going, then cool. If not, then cool. But don't be trading by yourself if you brand new, or if you intermediate. If you are not making at least $150 to $200 a day by yourself, then join the Discord. All right, like real talk, because trading can be very challenging. It is not something super easy to do and master, right? When you get around people that are doing it, it makes it easier, and you get to speed up your learning curve, and you get to speed up your results. All right? And I'm just saying that. Like, these are facts, okay? Steve said, all facts, joining Discord is the best thing I've done. Yo, and shout out to Steve, man. Because Steve, I think he blew up his account one time before in the beginning. But Steve is like the most improved trader. You know what I'm saying? Because now he be doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to manage his risk better. He knows how to, get in his trades, like everything. I didn't watch Steve grow. So shout out to Steve, man. I see what's going on. What up, Adam? He said, I 100% agree. If you're new, you need to join. Yep. None's more powerful than a group of like-minded individuals. Exactly. Because the same way you got groupthink to the negative, right? You got groupthink to the positive. All right? So yeah. Key teacher said, I agree with Mr. Williams. Never been in Discord where I made my monthly payments back the same day from the teachings and following along equals profits. That's right. That's right. And like, yo, I'm telling you guys, these trades that we be getting into, we be 20%, 15%. And here's the thing, right? I always tell everybody, make sure that you focus on percentage gains, okay? That's why even on my trades of the day, I stopped putting in dollar amounts, right? Because it ain't about the dollar amount, it's about the percentage. Okay? It's about the percentage. If you could learn how to go into the stock market and get you a 10% return every day, in 10 days you grew your money by 100%. You can't grow your money by 100% in 10 days from the bank. You can't do it. You cannot do it. I say this all the time. So I really want you guys to understand that the goal is to ensure that you are focusing on your percentage returns, okay? Percentage returns. I don't care about the amount of money you make. I made a video on my YouTube that said, if you could make $1 in the stock market, you can make $100. You can make $1,000. You can make $1 million, okay? If you can make $1 in the stock market, you can make $1 million. Because the only difference is, so let's say you in the Discord, me and you get into a trade, right? Let's say I make 20% and you make 20% on the trade. But let's say you made $50 and I made $700, right? It was the same exact trade, the same exact 20%. The only difference is I leverage more than what you did. So when your account grows and you can leverage more money, you are going to be making more money. And that's why the percentage is all that matters. The percentage is all that matters. All right? I cannot stress it enough. Stop focusing on dollar amounts. Stop chasing dollar amounts. I want you to say, okay, this month, I want to grow my money by 80%. Okay. If you get 10% 8 days straight, you grew your money by 80%. It's that simple. It is that simple. That's how you grow your account. You stop focusing on a dollar amount, you stop chasing a dollar amount, and you start focusing on execution, implementation, and a percentage gain. I cannot stress it enough. Focus on a percentage gain. It is not about how much money you make, because you can make a lot of money and be inefficient. The key is to make the most amount of money with the least amount of risk. I hope you hearing what I'm saying. All right, this is real sauce right here. This is free game. All right. Steve said, I did. Yeah, he did. We saw it, but we saw him bounce back too. All right. We saw him bounce back too. And that's the thing, man. You can't get away from losses in the stock market. So people have seen in the Discord have seen me take L's. They took L's with me. But you know what though? We bounce back and we make sure that over time our L's are smaller than our wins. And we keep going forward and we keep going forward and we keep going forward. Right? You're not going to be 100% in trading. So stop being afraid of the game. Get in the game and learn how to play the game. All right? Real talk. Great teachers and real world hands-on learning. That's right. That's right. DJ said, I highly recommend Discord if you're new or intermediate. Yeah, y'all got to get up in there. You lose more chasing and money than you lose securing the profits. There are the percentages. Yep. That's a bar right there. You lose more when you chase the dollar, right, than when you secure the percentage. That's a bar right there, Steve. These are facts, okay? So I want you guys to understand the most important piece of it is we're not playing a dollar amount game. We're playing a percentage gain game. And the reason why is simply because we're trying to focus on getting returns that the banks won't give us. The annual great return is 10% annually, okay? Annually. So if you could focus on getting 10% a day or a month, you're going to be far, far further along than a lot of people that are only getting 10% annually. And the bank ain't even doing it. You got to get, a financial advisor and stuff like that. All right. RV said, yo, it won't let me join the Discord, trying to get in the main page. All right. So let me see. The prosperity. Yeah. So just go right here, RV, and then you should be able to join. I haven't got any errors or anything, so just click right there and be sure to join. Last night I took an L, but today I bounced back. That's right, QTZ. It's simple as that. It's simple as that, yo. It's just, listen, trading is a mindset, all right? Trading, look, you're going to take some L's. You're going to lose some bread, right? But when you could get it down and you could get your psychology down, I'm telling you that you could print money on demand. Like, real talk, you could print money on demand. You ain't gotta, every trade ain't gonna be 1,000% trade. Every trade ain't gonna be a 200% trade. But if every single day you could wake up and within 2 hours you could go make, 20% return. If you go put $1,000 in a trade and you get 20% return and you make $200 in a week, that's $1,000. You didn't even have to work for it, right? Most people is barely making $1,000 a week in their actual job that they're working 40 hours a week for, right? Like, really think about that. Let alone making 3K a week, making 5K a week, making 9K a week, right? You get to a place where you're making $1,000 a week in the stock market and trading, that will revolutionize and change your whole life, right? Because you could do this and make that money before 10 a.m. You could make that money before 10 a.m., right? If you make $200 a day before 10 a.m., you win the top 1% of society. And don't let you have your debt paid off. Now you on a whole different level. Now you operating out of true abundance. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I just really want to encourage you guys to push yourself and to really focus on a skill set, because before I started, I used to be intimidated by the charts. And this is me just being honest, okay? I used to be like, man, I'm cool. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to have a business. But once I really understood stock options, I don't need no inventory. I don't need no clients. All I need is Wi-Fi and my laptop or my phone. That's all I need. Once I understood that, it changed my life. It changed how I think about everything. It changed everything about everything. All right? I really want you to understand to lock in on trading. I know some people say it's gambling. Some people say stop chasing it and all this other stuff. But it's like, listen, a lot of people that got bad stuff to say about options either don't understand it or they failed at it and they don't have the discipline to do this stuff. Real talk. Because they failed, they gonna try to put a sour taste in other people's mouth, right? And they gonna tell you, oh, just work hard and then put your money into dividend stocks. But the crazy thing is, I'm telling you to do both, right? Learn how to trade. That way you could put more money into your dividend stocks a lot faster. That's how the game go. That's how the game really go. You feel what I'm saying? So I really want to encourage you guys, man, to like don't put this stuff off. Really take this stuff serious. All right? Really take this stuff serious. All right, Adam. Yeah, we're going to see you in the morning. But yeah, really take this stuff serious, man, because it really can change your whole life if you allow it to. It could really, really, really change your life. It changed my life. I know a lot of people's life it changed. And yeah, I just would really say, man, like really lock in on this stuff. All right. Callie Nella said, I've been having more luck with options than I have with my job search. Wow. I'm not telling any unemployed person to do this. I feel that. Hey, and I wouldn't even call it luck, man. Like when you, Callie Nella, are you in the Discord? But honestly, like I wouldn't call it luck. I would just say like, let me ask you this: if you go apply for a job and you get hired, is that lucky, or were you just prepared? Right? It's like it's not luck when you start to learn a skill set and you start to like learn how to actually like play the game. You feel what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even call it luck, man. I would just say like you just learning how to make it happen, and you learning how to do it, and you operating off of faith, you know, and you just being rewarded, you know, from the Most High based on what you're doing and what your actions are. So that's what I would say, if I'm being honest. So yeah, that's how I would look at that one right there. But shout out to you, you know, seeing success and results in trading, because it's like when you unemployed, you like a sitting duck. You ain't got no motion, you ain't got no movement, right? So it's like, what you gonna do? Just keep sitting around, you know? But when you could learn a skill set, you never gonna be a sitting duck, because every day you wake up, you could go in the market and you could make some money. You know? Okay. I feel you, Callie Nola. It happens like that. But it's okay, right? Just stay tapping into the YouTube, and yeah, just keep going and keep going. Everything gonna be good. All right. But yeah, y'all, it shouldn't take 60 minutes to make $15. Exactly. Exactly. Cause look, we be making $60 in 15 minutes, let alone $15 in 60 minutes. I just flipped the numbers. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, we be making hundreds of dollars in a couple of minutes. That's just how the game go. All right. So with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna see everybody in the Discord tomorrow. You already know what time it is. I gave y'all 6 plays, I believe. So rewatch this, go back, go do your research, go do your own due diligence. And yeah. And like I always say, get out of your head, go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry, all right? I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. If you're not, join the Discord. If you in the Discord, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow morning. We about to kill this week, and we about to kill this month, all right? I'm gonna see y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in for this whole hour, all right? So I appreciate everybody's time, and I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Peace.